Just what in the absolute fuck was this week for the Tigers? Just absolute embarrassment for the Tigers coming out of this All-Star break. Like, everything in the All-Star break that could have gone wrong from went wrong. Just, the Tigers have come out flat. I mean, it looked like I've always said that, anybody can look hot or cold at any given point of the year. Well, this is the part of the year where the Tigers now look cold. As the Tigers have really started to implode on themselves this week. Like, it started off with the series against the Rangers where they dropped 2 out of 3 games. Winning the last one with Tariq Skubal on the mound. He nearly throwing that game away. Because the Tigers were doing pretty solid with Tariq Skubal on the mound, but the moment Skubal left the mound, they nearly blew it. It's like, Jesus Christ. It's like Skubal now our only good pitcher now. And the bullpen just seems to implode once Skubal's off the mound. But they were able to get a win against Texas to prevent the sweep. And then came the series against Pittsburgh. Jesus Christ, that series was an absolute embarrassment for the Tigers. Getting absolutely steamrolled and swept by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Seriously, getting swept by the Pirates. The Pirates, one of the worst fucking teams in baseball right now. They're getting swept by them. Seriously? That team is literally trying to tank to win the draft lottery. And we're getting swept by that now? Dear God, that's embarrassing. And then the weekends with the 4-game series against Toronto where the Tigers the Tigers offense, there was no offense. And the bullpen once again implodes, especially the 3rd game of the series where the Tigers where Tariq Skubal came in. And Skubal was actually doing pretty solid. And then but then the Jays would take advantage once Skubal was off the mound. And Tigers completely imploded against the Jays. But they were able to actually have some offense in the last game. Just not to win in dominant fashion with a belt-to-ass game that just mainly prevents the sweep. And that win against Toronto snapped a 6-game losing streak. Just absolute embarrassment. We're seeing the Tigers collapse right now. Just absolute collapse from the Tigers. Look strong all year, and then these 3 series. Like, what in the actual shit? Out of the 10 games out of the first 10 games out of the All-Star break. And the Tigers dropped 8 of 10 in this last week and a half alone since the All-Star break. And with this slump, the Tigers have now officially been kicked out of first place in the AL, as now the first place in the American League now belongs to the Blue Jays. Tigers actually fall to 3rd because Houston goes ahead of them. And what was once a 13, 14, 15 game lead in the AL in the Central is now down to 7 games ahead of Minnesota. And we're officially at 3-2. And we're officially at the end of July. We got the deadline coming up in a couple weeks. As we'll be entering the final 2 months of the season. We're near the end of we're in the second half. We're near the end of the year. The Tigers, they better get their shit together quickly and fast. And it starts by needing to get some arms in the bullpen, because it seems like we had a couple guys get banged up, I know that, but it's like, Jesus Christ, I don't think a couple injuries should have led to the bullpen being complete dog shit. After the bullpen has been one of the Tigers' biggest strengths all season, and now it's becoming a liability. It seems like it became a liability once Jackson Joby went down with the Tommy John. But good God. It should not be this fucking bad, especially after how strong it's been all year. Now all of a sudden it's a liability. That's pretty embarrassing. But yeah, they need to get some arms at some bullpen arms at the deadline and fast. And they better get it turned around quickly, considering that this is the last Sunday without NFL football until February. Considering that this week is when preseason starts. And yeah, the Tigers better figure it out quickly, because if they don't, the fans are just going to check out and head straight to Detroit Lions preseason football, considering, oh shit, Lions preseason football starts this week with the Hall of Fame game against the LA Chargers. And it's the one in this Hall of Fame game, it's the one preseason game everybody takes seriously, because it's the Hall of Fame induction weekend. And it's a neutral site game in Canton, Ohio, at the stadium behind the Pro Football Hall of Fame. since this week is also the Pro Football Hall of Fame induction ceremony for the 2025 class, where they'll be enshrined and immortalized forever. So yeah, I mean, I do value the Hall of Fame game a lot. Considering it's at the Hall of Fame and everything this week, I mean, everybody's been to the. I mean, everybody that's a football fan has visited the Hall of Fame at least once in their lifetime. I'll talk more about that during the preseason recap for the Lions-Chargers game Thursday. But yeah, there will be more Detroit sports content. The Tigers will quickly after all these last couple months of the Tigers being the solo recap, we'll finally get to talk about somebody else in Detroit sports. We're officially getting closer to NFL season. But Tigers, you better figure it out quickly before the top team in Detroit regains their spot at the head of the table. Anyway, I'm out. See you all later this week for Lions preseason football.